when it does come to this idea then with the defense and how much work needs to get done, like that is the thing that's interesting with all this. If Gannon's going to prove me wrong, okay, he's got every opportunity to do it this year. Ronnie McLeod's a free agent. I've got the whole list. Hold on. Let me consult my notes here. I've got my voluminous notes. Okay, so free agents. Ronnie McLeod, Anthony Harris,
right?
Derek Barnett, Steven Nelson. This is a big one. This next one. Ryan Kerrigan. The legend that is with maybe 3 tackles all year. Hassan Ridgway's a free agent. Alex Singleton's a restricted free agent. And Jannard Avery is a free agent as well.
Yeah.
So that's a lot
Most of those guys are gone.
Most of those guys are gone, and you got to figure Fletcher Cox, if all those rumors are true and he wants out of here and his age and salary and all that, then he's going to be gone too. So you're talking like 6 guys that really mattered on the defense, and they're all gone.
So how does that help him?
Well, that does, but here's how it helps him, because you're going to have opportunity now to go build it the way that he wants.
Yeah.
So if they believe in him and they think he's a great mind and architect and all this stuff, well, then go do it. They're like the safeties that are available. The market's really good at safety this year. Whether or not they bring back Steven Nelson, and that's the route they wanted to go because he waited a good bit into the summer and then they signed him. Curious to see what they do there. I would love Nelson back. That's just me. I think he's a great ad. You keep him for 2 years and you let it ride for a little bit. But you get all that, the defensive line, how do they want to change things there? If they wanted to, honestly, they could switch to a 3-4 right now if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could.
They could.
And I don't know if I don't think that's, well, who knows what scheme Jonathan Gannon has, because he says he doesn't have one. But whatever.
Yes.
That might be a part of the problem this year. It's because instead of saying I've got a bunch of shitty players and I don't know what to do, I'm just going to do this one thing.
I think more importantly, he doesn't have a leader on that end.
It's very true too.
I don't
like nobody's the guy hyping him up. Nobody's, hey, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Like, was it Fletcher Cox with one leg?
Well, and McLeod's been that guy. So if he's going to be gone because he's had a lot of injuries, he's maybe 32. There's like Marcus Williams is on the market. He's with the Saints, so like there's no way they're signing that guy back. 25-year-old safety, you go, okay, like are they going to go in on a guy like him? Maybe. If I was the Eagles, I would. Quandre Diggs, who played with Slay in Detroit, they had cleats. Slay, did you see this? Slay wore cleats at the Pro Bowl, and it was like how it was going. Yeah, that whole thing, and it was them being Lions and then being on separate teams. So it's like, I wonder if these guys are trying to link up here. So we'll see. But again, like, this is opportunity. If they're going to shape this thing, if they want to make changes structurally to the meta, which is a very popular word for us, if they're going to change the meta of, okay, we don't value linebackers, maybe now we do. We always valued safeties, maybe we value those a little bit less, or whatever, or they're going to double down and stay the same. Defensive line, secondary, and linebackers don't matter. But they can define all of that right now. Like, this is a chance to do it. So if Gannon's if he's got a vision, he wants to build something, it's different than what he's had, this is his chance.
So he really is Jim Shorts if they start listening to him and build the defense out and be like, I'm the new GM of this side of the football, and like I've earned that or whatever. I'm sure if the fan base would be very happy to know that Jonathan Gannon has massive say with and he might, because of what we talked about on the last episode. Like, this is a time where if you're losing all 3 of your front office guys, then maybe a coach has a little more say in what he wants specifically, because like it does have to be rebuilt or whatever. But I still don't think this defense has to be rebuilt. This just needs, like, Steven Nelson should absolutely come back.
Yeah.
McLeod should absolutely come back. You fill in the rest with second and third rounders with massive picks that you have. You take an edge in the first with one of those, and the rest should be offense. And you should be okay. You should be okay. I don't. What do you want this defense to become? Is a better question for me, to you. Like, what are you expecting here?
Yeah, I mean, really, when it comes to winning a Super Bowl, right? Because obviously that's the goal.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be elite at something. They're going to go for offense. I understand that. You should do that. It's the way to be. So fine. Where's the defense got to be? It's got to be in the 10-15 range, closer to 10. If you're 13 down, I guess, and like being super nitpicky, anywhere in that range to be good enough, generate turnovers here and there, and let your offense do its thing. That's where it's got to be. I mean, it's the formula we saw with the Giants. It's the formula we saw with the Eagles a couple of years ago. We can talk about the Eagles in the Super Bowl a little bit later. But with all of that, pass rush, quality offense, and you go and win that way.
Yeah, I mean, you're just talking about 5 slots by points, essentially. Like, you need to be
Well, yeah.
a little bit better, and that's all we're asking this defense to do. So you shouldn't invest heavily. I would say if the free agent route for the defensive side of the ball is probably the best way to go again. You know, Sarah, I can't even remember. Has anybody taken a look at the free agent draft or edge class at all?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of guys that I wrote down. Some I'm like pretty aware of. Other guys I gotta research a little bit more. But the biggest name that sticks out to me is Emmanuel Agba. Now, I don't know if the Dolphins are going to let him go, but if he's hitting the free agent market, he's available. Defensive end, and a guy that it seemed like they rotated him a bit. He played in every game, but he started maybe 12 of the games out of 17. So, okay, that's a great fit for what the Eagles do. He's maybe 28 years old. You get him for a couple of years. He comes a younger version of the Ryan Kerrigan, Chris Long, Michael Bennett, all that kind of stuff, and you let it ride for a while. Like
a much lighter version of that, absolutely.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that, because they need help on the defensive line. But also talking about the draft and the kind of things you could add to this team defensively, the same way last year, I don't know, 2 years ago, however the hell you want to define this. They drafted 3 wide receivers. I think they added 4 when you count Goodwin. They traded for Marquise Goodwin, and he never played. But I could see them going with 3 defensive linemen in this draft. Just like, hey, we just got to totally reload the defensive line. Let's just draft a bunch of young dudes, and we'll figure it out. I'd be okay with that
too. And then you just hope that Brandon Graham hangs on for one more year. A little bit of even if it's just like 9 more games, I think that would be very helpful. I think that's a pretty good plan.